good evening, good morning, sim fans, race fans, RC fans. Racing 393 here again for another video. So we're back onto the TT01 chassis today. After the last run, we kind of discovered that we improved the speed, got a bit higher, 43 miles an hour from memory, and that was on a standard spur gear, and I upped the pinion. So what I plan to do, well actually this is after the event. So what I planned to do was increase the pinion as before and have another go. It transpires that the 62 spur and an extra tooth on the pinion, that combination with the engine mount that I've got doesn't work. It's either the pinion's either too far away or it's too tight and it binds. So what I'm going to have to do is purchase a smaller spur gear, but Tamiya do a speed set, which is there's two spur gears, one's 58 teeth and one's 55. So what I'll probably do, I'm going to get hold of those and try the 58 gear tooth and the pinion that I was going to drive, which is one up, 25 teeth I think. So it's a bit of a weird one because I did the recording previously and then realised that the gearing wasn't working. I couldn't get it to fit. So that was the other day, that was a couple of days ago now. So in the meantime, what I've done is ordered the speed set. They have arrived and I have fitted them this morning. So this video is a little bit after the events happened. So I recorded what I'd done before I've filmed this bit. So you're hearing this as if I haven't done it, when in fact I have. I know it sounds a bit strange, but I thought I hadn't deleted the original take, but I had, because I thought it's not good enough. It wasn't working. It was okay up until the point I was putting the gears on, and then I found that it was really difficult. It wouldn't have mattered so much if for the TT01 chassis that you could get a sliding engine mount. I know the TT02 has a similar sliding mount, but I'm unaware if it fits. So I couldn't be sure. So anyhow, what I'll do now is I will disappear and you'll see me shortly in another video of which I go through what I've done, the gears and the ratios, and hopefully on the next dry day we'll get another running, and hopefully what we're planning to do is get above, at least increase from 43 miles an hour. So thanks for that, thanks for listening, and I'll see you in a jiffy. Hello RC fans, Racing 393, just to add on to my video. So I was going to put a big opinion on this TT01 chassis to do some more speed runs and see if we can exceed our last top speed. So if you remember when we first did this video, we started off with a 23 tooth pinion and a 62 teeth spur gear. I think I was saying 61. I think I read it was 61, but I counted and looked online. It is standard 62 on the TT01, and that gave me a ratio of 2.70 to 1, and that gave me a top speed of 40 miles an hour, which I thought was pretty good. So on the next run, we increased the pinion like you do. So with the gearing, with the pinion you go up and the spur gear you go down, and you get a much lower final gear. And the ratio that we got that time when we got 43 miles an hour and it was on a 2.58 to 1. So that was a good improvement. Since then, what had happened was, during my last video, I was going to go up to a 25 tooth pinion, but found that on a 62 spur gear it wouldn't mesh. I couldn't get it to mesh right. So I think I might have mentioned what I did buy was a TT01 spur gear set, which, as you can see, gives me a 55 tooth and a 58 tooth spur gear. So what I've done, I've gone up with the pinion, 25 teeth, and then put the 58 spur gear on, which it's currently on there, as you can see. And that has now given me a rear end ratio of 2.32 to 1, so even lower. So between 2.70 and 2.58, we gained 3 miles an hour. So that was 12 higher. So, and this one now is 2.32. So that's 32, 24. So twice as much again to the original change. So yeah, that's going to be quite interesting. So we're going to fit this on, get it all charged up, and then we'll take it back out for a run. I'll see you in a bit. Right, I've done a 44. I'm not sure if it's recording though, that's the thing. I've done about 3 runs already. Got to avoid that bump because that's what I hit last time. We'll see what we got, even after that wreck. Stop, read. 45, that's as quick as I've gone today so far. If you can see that. 45 miles an hour. But I've wrecked it twice. We'll try one more. Obviously keeping it straight is a bit of a skill that I ain't got. I've just let it run. I don't want to have to turn the car. Well, it done that itself. It wasn't even me that time. Let's see what that got. 45, I don't think it's quicker than that. Stop, read, 43, no. Start, one more. across there somehow. There you go. Don't think it's going to get above 45 somehow. Stop, read, 43. I think that's about it. Well, 45 was my quickest. Stop, read, 42. Right, that's it. 45 was the quickest, and a few crashes on the way. So we're back from the run. That was an interesting one. Wasn't perfect by any stretch. I suppose one of the most important things, we got to 45 miles an hour. So if we look at the first run I did on basic standard gearing, it's always been the same motor, set the same battery. We've gained 5 miles an hour purely on the gearing. So I think that's quite impressive. Again, it's 5 miles an hour in real time on a scaled model of 1/10. So it's quite an achievement. I still think there's more in it. What we currently got. So I think one of the main areas now is that when the car's going down the strip as quick as it is, these tyres balloon quite a lot. So, and when the tyres balloon, it becomes very, very unstable. So they've only got to kind of expand ever so slightly, and the car starts wobbling around. There are times when it's totally my fault, as I'm not sure if the video was recording, but there's a couple of times it crashed. One was it hit a bump. I knew the bump was there, but I'd forgotten to move the car out of the way. I kind of, yeah, that was just stupid. So that jumped in the air, and then the other one was where it toppled over, which puts me down to the steering rate. So it's not something I've looked into. The steering rate of the car is very twitchy at high speed, so I will have a look at that. If I can just dull that down a little bit, I think that's going to help. No damage done to the car. Let me just sort of show you around best I can. So, for a quick look round, there's nothing wrong with it. We've got some damage down there on the rim. That's nothing at all. If I move this up, we've got a bit of damage there. There's a tiny bit of scrape. There's no actual damage to worry about. The thing that sort of, like typically, is the add-on bits on these body shells, which all I'm doing is hot gluing them on, and they're down there, so they're not on the car at the moment. So they'll just need to be glued back on again. There's no real drama there at all. So what's next then? So, you know, I think we could be getting towards maximum power of this motor. I know we can go, again, we've got the option of going down another spur gear size, 55 teeth. Currently got that 58 in there. And maybe go up again on the pinion. Might have to buy a pinion, so I don't think I've got anything. I'm not sure if I've got a 26 tooth. That's one option. The other one is probably going to be, I think, stability. So the car is a little bit more stable at high speeds. That would be steering, because there are times the 45 mile an hour run, it was left on for longer flat out, I felt. So I think I've got to replan where I do this. Perhaps I need a longer run, so it goes past me at maximum velocity or near as. And then I've got to sort the sort of stability under the braking. I think it's okay, providing I can sort out the rate of the steering, the dual rate of the steering. I think it's too high. I can then, what I might do, I could buy another battery, because I'm still on nickel metal hydride. So there's the options to, you know, the obvious option is to go lipo, but I'm going to avoid that at the moment. So I could up the power on the battery. I did notice that the motor was actually running quite hot this time, which was expected, because it's obviously revving. The gearing is allowing it to rev higher, and it's putting more strain on the engine, motor, whichever way you want to put it. So the option is I'm waiting upon a armature lathe which can clean the armature ever so slightly, and I've got some new brushes for this motor that might make it perform a bit better. And we can also do the timing. I'm not saying that that's going to make it quicker. I think it might just give it a more drivable power band. I don't know. I haven't really looked into that, to be honest. So that could be another option. I'm trying to do things so they're maxed out on what I've got, and then do the gearing or a much higher. Well, I can't go much higher, but a higher output battery. This one's currently a 4,300 milliamp hour. I think the one I've seen, there's a 5,000 milliamp hour, which it's about 30 quid. So I'm tempted to perhaps purchase one of those and see what I can get out of this. But I think my main objective is to get the car more stable under steering, because a lot of those mistakes are my mistakes. It's very twitchy. Maybe try a different area so it's a bit smoother, so I can get maximum speed. Because if I change the pinion, you're going to need a longer run. So, but yeah, that's the plan. But anyway, the car isn't damaged. It's quite a sturdy thing. Not bad for a TT01. 45 miles an hour, onwards and upwards. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.